Our next guest is one of Britain's favourite comics, and he's thrilled to be on tour away from his wife snoring.
The noise that leaks out of women when they sleep, I filmed her doing it. Because she didn't believe me that I was doing it, so I filmed her. And I showed her the video, and she went, "That's not me, that's not me, that's you. You're making the noise behind the camera." I said, "It's you." She said, "It's not as bad as you." She said, "You've got sleep apnea. Sometimes when you're in bed, you stop breathing." I said, "And what do you do?" She said, "Well, I sit there and wait."
Would you please welcome John Bishop? So, is part of the reason for this tour so you can get a quiet night's sleep?
It's the only reason that I'm doing it. It's the only reason I go on tour, is to get away from home.
So I read that on the Irish leg of your tour, you actually went on a motorbike.
Yeah.
Australia's a bit bigger. Are you...
I've actually just spent the weekend. I got here on Friday and I rented the bike on Friday and I've just been up to Nelson Bay with a mate of mine, Kieran. So I've already done my motorbiking in Australia. Right. And it's amazing. There's parts of Australia that obviously you haven't finished. because we ended up on some road that wasn't a road. It just ended up being like a shale path for about 40 kilometres.
Yeah, well, welcome to a proper country.
Man's a man, exactly.
Do you ever, like, you pull up with the lights and, like, you got the helmet on, so you wouldn't get recognised, I suppose, but do you ever, like, take the helmet off and people get shocked?
If you take your helmet off at lights, it doesn't matter if you're famous or not, they go, "What are you doing?"
Did you, when you were touring around, though, surely you must have had a complimentary vehicle, because in that little back thing, I mean, you're not going to pack enough to take on your whole tour, are you? Wearing one pair of underpants?
I mean, listen, let me get this right. This is a complete midlife crisis. I only passed my motorbike test last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's funny because in England as well, when you take your motorbike test, you've got to do a theory test, which is an hour. It's about road signs and hazard perception on the road. I've been driving a car since I was 17. That's nearly 40 years. I sat the theory test and failed.
Yes, of course.
And then I left the test centre, got in my car and drove home. All the road signs I didn't recognise.
No, you've become a bike in your late 50s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's all...
And life was already really good for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, although, to be honest with you, I have to say that appreciation of motorbikes began in Australia, because I first came to Australia in '92 and I rode a bicycle from Sydney all the way back to Liverpool. So I went up the coast to Cairns. And that's when I began to see that motorbikes were the way forward. When everyone was just overtaking me.
Well, were you a bit tired?
Were you doing that for a charity thing or just because you wanted to do it?
No, I did it because I didn't want to get married. And I needed a good excuse. So I said, I've decided to ride the bike back from Australia. And in the end, I married her. And she started snoring.
Yeah, sounding a bit like a motorbike, actually. I read that you were once named Peter's sexiest vegetarian, the sexiest vegetarian of the year.
I was. It was a choice between me or Paul McCartney. And I picked him to the post.
Wow.
Well, how many other vegetarians are there that you would know of? So
I am one. So,
oh, really?
Yes. And
I can't believe I beat you for the sex.
No, I can't believe it either. So you're still.
I'm still sexy.
maybe me next year.
We were talking a little earlier about how Tom Hanks has said that 35 is the worst age of all time. We were kind of discussing what the worst age was for us. Do you have a worst age, or are you just one of those people who's been like, you know what, life's just gotten better and better?
I think as you get older, you get bothered about things more, but I think 50 was the age where all of a sudden, like forms. You know what it's like when you're a touring comedian. Every time you go to a new hotel, you've got to fill a form in. You reach 50, you're the last box on the form in the gym. You know, the new gym where they go like, you're like 25 to 20 to 30, 30 to 30, and then you just got 50 to dead. And everything from 50, what I've found, everything. It's like being 4 again, because everything's good for your age. If you see a 4-year-old child and they can read the book, oh, isn't that good? He's only 4. It's good for his age. If you're a man of 50 carrying your own bag, everyone goes, oh, look at him. Yeah. He's 50.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're clearly a person, though, that's quite happy to disrupt your life. Like you did you rode home. I think you became a comedian after having a big career doing something else.
Yeah.
Totally. You've taken up motorbikes. Have you got another big change in you? Is there like another thing ahead?
Is there another thing ahead? Yeah, I'd like to present the project one day.
Gee, can I just say your teeth are really good? Has anyone said that to you? They're great teeth. Are they?
Yeah.
Are they like real?
Are they real?
Yes.
Yeah. No, they are. I'm very, very lucky because I've got a brother who's 5 years older than me, and he knocked one of my teeth out when I was a kid, and that meant that I've never needed to have a brace because there was a gap. So that's a good thing. Any parents who've got children, if you want to save on braces, get the older child, not the younger child. So I've never had any structural stuff done. I'm just very lucky.
Wow.
I did have a model of me done at Madame Tussauds.
Yes.
And they got the teeth specially done.
Because they were so special.
They got them from Turkey.
Do you ever do you ever visit your own model in Madame Tussauds?
You know what? It's really funny. I went to do it.
Yeah.
I was in Blackpool where they've got it, and I was on tour 2 weeks ago, and I went to see it. And I turned up, and I said, look, have you got a John Bishop? And the guy said, a what? I said, I've just come to see the John Bishop. And he said, we haven't had it here for years. I think my bit in showbiz is I've been melted down and new people have come. So I think there's a little piece of me in Taylor Swift. That's the bit I'm holding on to.
We do have to get to the break, but since you want to present the project, do you want to get us there? Just look down the barrel.
OK, which one am I looking?
Yeah, there you
so
go.
You might be seeing him live and his sold-out Aussie tour, or maybe even whizzing by on a motorbike. Would you please thank the wonderful, handsome, good-looking, I've added that bit, John Bishop.